everybody. We're out here in Michigan, and look who I ran into, Victor Stevens right here.
How's it going, Brian?
Good, good. And what is this that I see here?
A little small tire car we've been working on.
Okay.
We bought it last year. We kind of been slowly putting it together to come play with everybody, and try to step away from the big tire stuff just a little bit, being that it's kind of falling off a little. And,
Okay.
So we wanted to come play with the big boys and do something on small tires. So.
Okay. So, car looks a little familiar a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people probably might know it. It's a guy from Indiana's old car.
Okay.
Public Enemy was the car's name. Bought it off of Brandon, good dude. And we just kind of, pretty much the same setup. We went with a little bit smaller motor, a lot smaller cubic inch, to kind of get used to the car, get used to the fuel tech, get used to all that stuff before we decided to, put the big motor in and go real fast. So.
Okay. What well, I see BTR covers on it.
Yep, those are his new covers.
Okay.
We put those on there. They're a little bit cheaper than some of the other options out there, and they do have the oil blocks, so it doesn't shoot the oil back up into the vacuum passes. And like I said, it's just a stock 5.3 LM7 cast block, stock crank, forward rod and piston. It's got the Billet NLX 98 millimeter bullseye, which is, like I say, pretty big turbo for the smaller cubic inch. So we got some work and stuff to play with there, but I think it'll be a pretty good combination for the back of the track and street stuff, and trying to not really have so much power to where we're fighting it. So.
Well, this is going to be a change. So you're going from big tire, long wheelbase to something small, short.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll definitely, like I said, that's why we kind of put this smaller motor in there to figure it out and get used to the car. Going from bigs to littles is definitely a big change for me, and a learning curve. Going from carbureted nitrous to turbo fuel injected. So we got a lot of learning to do, but I got a lot of good people behind us. The second tight guys, they're great people. J&E Performance, Jordan, good buddy of mine's helped me out a tremendous amount getting a new cage and stuff in the car. And we got a lot of good people behind us to go, to start this out, So I feel super confident in this setup this year.
Okay, well, good. Look forward to seeing it out there. And you guys, have you used Fuel Tech before? Speaking of
I
that,
have never used Fuel Tech, no. But everybody that we run with or are friends with run Fuel Tech. So just kind of go with what know, and hopefully it works out. I'm sure it's an easy program. Everybody told me it's super easy to learn. So, and I plan on with my big tire car eventually going to Fuel Tech and fuel injection and getting away from the carbureted stuff.
I got you.
But just baby steps, So, but we're getting there.
So it's good to get the chassis dialed in, get the car figured out.
Yep, get everything figured out with a smaller motor. Yeah. Just like I said, if this one burns up, it's a little cheaper to fix this one and keep learning than it is to do the bigger motor stuff.
For sure. So I noticed something a little different about the front end, and I don't know, it's a big turbo on there, or what do I see over here?
Yeah, they got it's a diesel exhaust housing, cast housing, and they got the wastegates welded right into the housings. That was something Brandon kind of did up to help with boost creep and control of wastegate. A lot of guys I've seen are putting them here. I think it's just as racers we all like to try new things to try to get ahead or better ways. Obviously you wouldn't be able to do this with a billet housing.
No.
But it does make the turbo a little heavier. But I mean, if you can control a boost creep or be within 1 and 1, that's kind of the idea, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. Well, awesome. I'm excited. Fuel Tech, new setup on here and get used to it. I think this will be good. I'm looking forward to it and see it go to war this year.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it does good. I mean, we've put a lot of thought into it, and trying to get it right and trying to be competitive. I'm not trying to set the world on fire with it, but we would like to be competitive in it.
So, with that, do you have any planned events or anything that you plan on having the car coming to?
We plan on doing the PYOPs, all those. The event that you had mentioned to me, I would like to do that. Yeah, I would like to do more airport races this year too, on bigs and smalls. Seeing how everything goes. But most of the events we got planned are just local stuff. And then, seeing what comes around.
Yeah.
I know that No Prep series is, like I said, it was a big one.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that. I've never been to War in the Woods. I've never been to a few of those tracks, so it'd be nice to do a little bit of traveling. And at least the pots there and the classes there, not showing up and there's 3 cars. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to race. I love my big Terra car.
I got you.
But I mean, this is just a way more competitive class, and with the time and money that we put into these cars, it's nice to have something that you're at least racing for.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. Well, awesome. So I think a lot of you probably recognize you from being on TV and Street Outlaws with your other car, not seeing this one, right?
Yep, yeah, nobody's really seen this one yet. A few people know, obviously have connected the dots, but I haven't been super vocal about it. But I mean, as it's coming together, and like I said, a lot of more people are starting to see it around, and like I said, a lot of people know. But they'll really know when it shows up at the first event. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully it does good. I know that it's got all the good parts in it. We try to match everything and look at all the combos and setups that have been out there and that have done well, and kind of do our own thing with it. And we're thinking it's going to work out pretty good. So
nice.
As long as we contain the turbo, I think this setup will work nice.
Awesome. Perfect. I'm good. Let's do something. So maybe it'd be nice to people to get to know you, Victor, a little bit. And we all know you from racing and all things that we see and everything. And obviously you have a great new car coming out soon, Racing Havoc. But tell us a little bit about how long you've been racing, and tell us a little bit about yourself a little bit.
I've been racing a long time. We did sand drags. A lot of people know me from the sand drag world with quads. We did those. I did that for a while. We were super fun with that. We decided to head it over to the asphalt. I've only been doing car stuff for about 4 years. Before that, a lot of people knew us for mud bogs, doing that style of stuff. So I've always been around motors. My dad was a drag builder for Harleys, and a buddy of his. So we've always been around the stuff. But actually racing cars, I think this is my 5th year doing it. So I'm still pretty green to the whole car scene. But we did the drag quads for about 5 or 6 years too. In the sand, which Mark also does those things. A lot of people it's kind of a mixed match world. It really is. It's a small world, but yeah, about 5 years I've been doing it. I do. It's an addiction. A lot of people call it a hobby. It's not a hobby. It's an addiction. It really is. We try to control ourselves sometimes, but it is hard.
Yeah. What about safety for this year? I noticed that a lot of people have made a lot of changes, and safety seems to be a lot more emphasized, and people make a difference in cage setups in the cars and things like that.
To me, as a driver personally, if I feel safe in the car, I'm going to drive the car in harm's way.
So definitely, I mean, safety is good. I've seen a lot of people put in like funny car cages in the cars, and I see that some bars have been upgraded in this as well too.
Yeah, we put like I said, the X braces in. We moved the funny car bars forward because I'm short. So I'm still inside the cage. We did some top cages. We're going to do a top bar across the sunroof, so if it does concave, it still has some bracing in there. We did the kidney bar. The rocker panel bars was the big one for me. Making sure that that was all safe. Especially after watching my buddy Phil and Everett's car, and seeing some things. It's an eye opener. We all don't think about it when we're racing the car, because that's the last thing you want to think about. But when it does happen, then it starts to it hits home a little harder. So
absolutely. Well, thank you. I appreciate you sharing and letting us come on in and see and take a peek of what you've been building over here and let everybody see. So look forward to coming back and seeing this car get down the track and you get it all dialed in this year. So
hopefully it's fired up here soon, right?
That's what I'm talking about. Well, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian.